Okay, today was pressure washer day, so the engine is looking much less greasy. So we're getting to it, and then after it dries here, we'll tear back into it and do the final running of the rack and tune up on it. The blower, I was just teasing him about what year he was born, and then he shocked me with a number in the 80s. So then I asked him when his daddy was born, and he said 63, he thought, but so this blower was rebuilt, if you can see there, in 1964. That's the last stamp on it. So it's been on there a long time. It's starting to look good. He's got some paint he's going to throw on it too once it dries up here, just to help protect it from rusting, because there's a lot of bare metal on it. Especially with the tin valve cover and all that kind of stuff. Stamped steel. The starter actually looks like a starter. The battery cables look like battery cables. He's doing a good job. We're going to change the transmission oil in it. I pull the dipstick out. There's just the tiniest amount on it there. And I can smell it, and it smells like gear oil, gear lube. And that's not supposed to be gear lube in there. It's like a 50 weight aviation that goes in there, so we're gonna get that gear lube out of there and change it to the right oil. There's a drain plug on the bottom, and you can either fill slowly through the dipstick tube there, or you can fill over here. On this side, there's a big cap here you can fill in through there. But we're gonna A, fill it up, but B, make sure it's full with the right stuff. It's a big one, ain't it? Can we get it with our fingers yet, or no? Drop it in the oil pan. Yeah. Now, this is the real test. Look at how much metal is on that thing. That opening in the middle it's completely open. It's like a tuning fork. So put your finger in the middle.
Oh, this thing is open right here.
Oh, it's open. Right. Yeah, pull it. That's all metal shavings. Every time somebody shifts in here, grind. But that's completely normal. So they're all like that. Don't be worried about it. Put your finger in between, like pull it out, like see how it's split, like just get a big goop of it out of there. There's no big chunks or anything, right? It's just, it's all just like a real fine
mesh.
Yeah. They're all like that. So that's what it's supposed to look like. But it's good that they put a magnet in there like that, just to collect all that out of there.
Where they've been.
Oh shit! Here, I was ready to put some ass into that.
Nothing like the drain plug. We're also adding a couple bottles of Hyperlube to the transmission as well. Love that stuff. Okay, so we just freed up his emergency flapper here. It was seized, but now it trips. We let it soak with Croil on it overnight, and then started moving this morning, so that's good. So now if it has a runaway, we can actually shut it down. That's good. I did just go through and ran the rack on it. So I backed the idle screw out, held it in full fuel position. You loosen all these screws, and then you dial the screw in as the injector comes all the way in, right until it gets up to resistance where it starts to drive the rack back the opposite way. And then you tighten it down. And it's just the tiniest, finest little movements. I have a video on that if you really want to see it. There's a video. It's an old video. It's not very good, but it explains the process. But we went through, so now all the injectors, when they go to full fuel, are all at exactly full fuel. As before, they weren't. Some were giving more fuel than others, which is a lot of the reason why it was hunting so much and everything too. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to back it off one more time, and I'll do it. I'll go ahead and show you how to do it real quick. So I'm going to go loosen these first. come off a hair here. Okay. So if you let me grab the other light. Let's see if I can set this in here. So if you bring that camera, it's where you can see that arm on the fuel injector in the back there. Come this way a little bit more. There you go. Okay, so there's a lever back there that you see it moving in and out. That is the fuel selection. So I'll do this without a screwdriver for right now. Go that way with the camera a little bit more if you can. So I'll do the screwdriver, my hands out of the picture. As I drive this in, the fuel injector, let me back it off a little bit more so you can see it. As I turn it in, you can see it's driving it in towards full fuel, or towards full fuel. At some point, you see the rack start moving. Go a little bit more to the left. There you go. You'll see that rack moving as it hits full fuel, and then it stops against the full fuel, and it starts to drive the rack back the other way. This is where it's all about feel. So you get it where it's I just move it back and just wiggle it where I can feel it, where it just starts to touch. Tighten that one down just to get it a little bit snugger there to begin with. One last time here. And I'm holding it in the full fuel position. And if you snug it down, that is now at full fuel. So if I come back to the next one here, and as I drive it into full fuel, flashlight's in the way. If I go too far, it starts driving everything backwards where it's at right there. So again, it's just all for feel. You can see it and feel it. You're holding it with you can feel it in the screwdriver, you can feel it in the hand that you're holding the rack with. You can actually watch that rack start to wiggle, and you want it just right at the beginning. And I usually snug that just a hair with my finger just to get it really close. One more time. Just tighten it down. A few to go. Go ahead and stop it. Let's repeat. Yeah, no, that's great. That helps. Oh, hold on. You didn't step on the throttle. There you go. Go ahead. Well, that's a hell of a lot less smoke than it was the other day.
Yeah, that's far less smoke.
Yeah. If we get that exhaust leak fixed up, you'll be looking really good too. this trailer hitch needs to come off. Well, everything's breaking. I mean, the bumper's cracked and broken and welded back together, but the big problem is in here, where you see that break right there.
Right.
And then that's underneath of it, it's broke as well, so it's not just the top. Both sides, both pieces are broken on it. And that's what holds this whole bumper on, is that there. So there's spring steel in between there. That's spring steel that's curving around, and it goes to that mount there. But that's what stiffens it up, and it's just not made for towing anymore because it's in bad shape. So that needs to come off of there and or be reinforced. If he's going to tow his little Volkswagen Bug, that's fine. That's enough weight. Or it's flat towing it. There's no tongue weight. He'll be fine with it. The previous owner used to tow an auto hauler with a hot rod in it and toolboxes and stuff. So that's a lot of weight to have being pulled on that type of hitch, where it's just hooked to the bumper. That's going to need to be welded right there. That's what holds the engine rear mount on the bus. And I suspect that might be from the trailer banging it, hard braking on it. That's kind of important. He's going to have a mobile welder come out and do that because that piece doesn't come off easily. That's the engine support for the cradle. Oops. Yep, 636, same as the other. That was 642, so a tiny bit more.
Both of those.
641, yeah. We just tested everything with the hydrometer. Everything was full and everything checked out fine. It was complete full state of charge. All 4 things floated up. So there is nothing wrong with these 4 batteries. Let's go check our other 2 on the other side. Not much. That's the only one that's had a not 100% on it. So these 2 here check out. I got batteries all over the place. So we hook these back up to 12 volt and then we throw a load on it. I get about 250 amps out of them, but it drops down to 8 volts. And all 4 of these are doing that. Which this is off, or yeah, because you're getting 12 what there, 12.6?
52, yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the other side. So same thing, it drops down below 8, or 9 at least, 8.5.
Check the voltage.
So we're reading 10.4 up there. So now I don't know which one to believe, because that was reading higher. 12.2, where that's not.
Yeah, but it was dropping the voltage under load.
It did drop on these when you did it?
Yeah, down to 10.4.
Okay.
The other side wasn't dropping that much. It was dropping.
Okay, so what are we reading on that meter?
We're at 12.6.
Put a load on it. And this is telling me that this is dropping down significantly.
No, it's the same as the other side. It's going to 10.3. 10.4.
But that's still a significant drop. It shouldn't be dropping.
Yeah, it's the same as the other ones. That
Yeah.
doesn't make these batteries any better
Yeah.
or different than the other ones, is what I'm saying.
So try this one here.
This is negative. Ooh, it's going way down.
Yeah. Way down on this too.
Oop, there's smoking over there. Maybe it's just my connection. No, it can't be my connection.
No, that could be. Yeah.
Well, that's insulation for my wire.
Yeah, because you just fingered.
I finger tightened.
Yeah. Don't finger tight it now. You wish you hadn't.
Yeah, shred up my. But still, no, it was.
That I suspect that's what the problem was there. Okay, we ready?
Yeah, it was just.
So that's about the same amount of drop, but we shouldn't be seeing that kind of drop. A little bit warm over here now.
Yes. Yeah, it melted this wire. That's what that black stuff was. What are these? See that?
Yeah.
But yeah, these wires are hot too.
Well, we pulled some current through them just now.
Yep. But yeah, I don't think
This other bank here of these group 31s, these are isolated, and when I load test them, they're all testing fine. So I can, this is the parallel bank that I can join. It's 3 group 31s in this bank right here. But each one tests fine individually. I load tested them all, they're fine. It's not dropping below 12 volts when I put a load on it. All right. We had a couple volunteer helpers today, especially with my batteries. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And then, Greg, you want to tell us?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So I definitely appreciate it. If I had gone to another shop, they would have definitely gone for the full rebuild. I appreciate that he went through compression, tested everything, knew that we were good on the bottom end, so saved a lot of time, a lot of money. So now I can invest it in other places on the bus.
Like your tires.
Yes.
I haven't showed your tires yet.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Well, thanks for having us down here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, the weather's been great until tonight, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
This is his steer tire. Let's see, the date code must be on the other side on that one.
It's a different one though.
This one doesn't have the date code on this side either.
That's more like
This one looks pretty. I think this one's actually a retread too. Judge by looking at that. And maybe that's, yeah, Bandang, that's a retread company. But there's the date code, which is one of the pre-2000 date codes. This one's a retread, so not only on top of being older than dirt, it's a retread too.
Well, I guess I'm